Hi, I'm Brian Franco, founder and managing partner of Meritage Partners. For the last 20 years, I've been involved with public companies, private equity, venture capital, family offices, and angel investors to provide you, your business, and your company with the tools needed to successfully navigate the future. Welcome to M&A Update. Welcome to another version of M&A Updates. I'm Brian Franco, founding and managing partner of Meritage Partners. Today I'm joined by two gentlemen, Larry Caprillion with KNA, as well as Tony Merchandani from RTM. Today we're going to spend a lot of time talking about the transaction that we put together. I want to frame this opportunity as a merger because that's exactly what it was. When we set out to the marketplace with Larry and his team, we wanted to find not just another acquirer. We didn't want to find just someone to put Larry or build a pathway for Larry into retirement. We wanted to continue the legacy. We wanted to continue with the growth and trajectory of the business so that the team at KNA could continue to grow in their own professional careers, that both from a discipline standpoint and a geographic standpoint. And that's exactly what we accomplished. So Larry, thanks for joining. Tony, thank you for joining us.
Thanks, Brian.
When we first met, gosh, how many years ago? A couple years back?
Almost 2 years ago now.
2 years ago. I remember sitting with you and your partner, Josh, and, there was a lot of conversation about your prior partner. Because there was 5 of you, then there was 4, right? And so you still have a great relationship with your prior partner who's since retired. Mm-hmm. We had some nuances with the building. You own that with your partner, which was leasing back to your operating entity. Right. But we navigated through that very, very easily because we knew where we wanted to end up. Right. And we ended up here with Tony at RTM. Right. So tell us, when you first were being introduced to our firm, what was your expectations of a merger, of a transaction, and such as what we put together here?
Yeah, at that time, we had gone through a period where we had talked to another firm before, informally, before engaging your firm, and it didn't go anywhere. And at that point, we decided we needed to really get serious about M&A. And, talk to you, and through some of our advisors were introduced to you, and we worked with your office to put together a package, and we went out to market, and, we got some good responses, and we, in talking with you and our advisors, we narrowed it down to RTM and proceeded through that merger.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. In those other offers that did come to the table, all strategic for the most part, all strategic buyers, but some of them had different elements that really aligned with the trajectory where you're going. And so, RTM, being a front runner in that process for a multitude of reasons. Right. What do you think was the biggest highlight when you sat back with your partners and our team of advisors, the attorneys, the CPAs? What was it for you that made it easy for you to say, yes, this is the right deal?
Yeah, well, first of all, Tony's a great guy.
Yes.
And he's going to be a great partner. But really, it was the culture. One of the things was the cultural. Mm-hmm. That was probably the biggest thing. Tony and his team have developed quite a culture at RTM. And we saw that as a big plus as compared to some of the other firms that we talked to. They provided us a lot of opportunities for growth and professional development. They didn't have a structural engineering portion of their firm, the mechanical, electrical, plumbing, and civil. Mm-hmm. And so there was a lot of opportunities for us to work with Tony in developing that in the future. So there was a lot of opportunities there that we saw with RTM that we didn't see with some of the other ones that we looked at.
Yeah, having that multidisciplinary approach to the market certainly creates a bigger net in my mind when it comes to cross-pollinating existing clients amongst one another, but also there's a lot of clients out there that want that multidiscipline approach because that one-stop shop, not just for the sake of convenience, but for the sake of accuracy for that particular project. And so I agree with you, and I see it. It's been a powerful opportunity for both of you, and so I remember sitting with you, and you shared with me. You said, Brian, my wife really wants me to retire. I've been trying to retire for a few years. Now you're nowhere near done, right? But you certainly now have a pathway to retirement.
Absolutely.
What does that mean for you and your family at this stage?
Well, I mean, it really allows us to reach our goals of what we want to do in life. We've got some family, young grandkids that we want to spend more time with, and this gives us that pathway to get to that point. It's running a small business is it's a lot of hard work, and so I think RTM is going to help us achieve those goals.
Yeah, absolutely. I certainly agree. And Tony, I mean, just same for you. When you look at, I imagine, hundreds of deals every year, and you sit in many introductory meetings, and you kind of learn who the owners are, what the culture's like, who are the customers, what's the disciplines.
And for us, what it really came down to is finding the right partner. Yeah. Because like Larry said, it really is the culture that drives a successful deal. And as you know, majority of the mergers and acquisitions that happen in any industry fail to create value. Yes. And what we found is going out in the marketplace, we're really looking for partners. And Larry and Josh and the rest of the team have come on as equity partners. Right. And it really has helped us grow the overall organization. Yeah. But looking for that culture fit and that partnership was critical to us. Yes. We've talked to literally hundreds of firms. I've met with dozens and dozens of other structural firms, and it never had that right synergy, that right cultural fit. Right. After that is when we start looking at all the other synergies, like, you can cross-sell structural across the country. Larry and his team now have a national platform to be able to build from, and all of the back office resources from a larger firm, while still being able to act as a boutique firm over serving their clients locally.
Yeah. What I love about that, and I usually frame it as, to a gentleman like Larry, is, Larry, you're not selling your business. You're merging with your business, but you're selling all the things you no longer want to do. Right? from HR to insurance renewals to, all of the nuances when it comes to back office administration. And like you said, Larry, as a small business, that's an overwhelming set of tasks, right? So when you partner up and you merge with a larger group that has that platform, it makes it much easier. I mean, never easy, but easier, right?
Right. Yeah. But I'd say one of the big things is, Larry and I got to sit down and really talk about, what does Larry want to do in the future? Right. What does Josh want to do in the future? And taking all of RTM's resources, being able to create a position where Larry can do what Larry wants to do and happens to have the greatest amount of value. And picking our insurance and dealing with HR and recruiting may not be that. No, it's not, right? But Larry's got this depth of knowledge and now suddenly has more time to be able to share that. Yeah. And that's great for the company, great for the team, great for everybody involved. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, going back and looking at, the core values of RTM, and it was in perfect alignment with what we were doing. Yeah. We're really a firm that really provides a lot of service to our clients, and their reputation as national firm with local presence is really what we're looking for. And they like the offices to run themselves. Yes. So it was nice to know that we're not getting somebody sent out from Chicago to run our firm. They have faith and trust in us to work with our clients the way we have in the past. So, in talking with our clients going forward, there's been no hesitation, no concerns from any of them that that KNA is not going to be KNA. It's part of RTM now, but we're still dealing with the same people, and so that was important to them. And so, hopefully we can continue to build on that and expand and provide additional services to our clients with all the other resources that we would have available to us.
Yeah,
I'd say one of the great things is you allowed us to build a relationship prior to actually pulling the deal together. And a lot of times I found in the M&A space, it very much turns into a commodity, and you can't get the face time that Larry and I were able to do to really make sure this is going to be a great fit for us, for his team, for our team, and making sure that gel, I think, is what really helped us get to the finish line, because at the end, there's a lot of logistical challenges. And if we didn't have that relationship, I mean, it could have exploded. And thank goodness it didn't.
Yeah, we had a lot of give and take. We had some good advisors on both sides who were advising us, but at the end of the day, it was the relationship that Tony and I had. I mean, I think we had a couple little things that we could have sunk the whole deal, but it didn't, and we were committed to it, and we trusted each other, and that was a function of us knowing each other and being able to work through those things because of our commitment. And it showed the partnership that we would have going forward as well.
Correct. Yeah, I always say this is the first project that the clients are working on together, and that's the merger itself, right? Everything else beyond that makes it, it should be much easier. But, in summary form, what we're hearing here is, Larry looking for a pathway for growth, right? And with that, the benefit is he also has a pathway to retirement one day. Yeah. Right? When the wife says, let's go.
We're going to wait as long as we can for that day to come.
But as Tony was sharing, I mean, it's important to step in and lead the process from the beginning stages. But beyond due diligence and beyond fact checking and sharing financials, it's important that the clients build that goodwill with one another. And that's really what you guys are both speaking to, is the relationship that you're able to develop, which allowed you to navigate through those hurdles that come up along the way. Because we know, I mean, putting together a deal is almost like an architect designing a building, right? It always looks beautiful. It always looks wonderful. But as a structural engineer, sometimes the architects get a little bit aggressive with the design, and you just can't build that way exactly all the time. So that's why I always define or illustrate attorneys as the engineers for the deal architect. And these are the hurdles that you had to navigate through, and from taxes to tax structure to tax exposure. I mean, all of these are important topics to review and understand, so that you're both making the right decision. Because as we know, it's not just a merger. You guys are now partners. You're part of the same culture. So you're strapped shoulder to shoulder, attacking the world, attacking this industry. And providing, I think, a very robust offering to the community as a national firm with local presence.
One of the unique things I think that Larry and I were able to discover during this whole process and that whole courting piece was really there's, on Larry's side, he's got a next generation leadership team that's already started to take not just an equity stake, but a leadership positions. But it becomes kind of this dichotomy. Do you take it and do you ESOP the company and then transfer all of it? And maybe the next generation don't want to take the entire responsibility and go out and compete in the marketplace, and vice versa. If you go out to some of the other strategic, everybody has their own motivations. Some might just need headcount. Some may need a particular geography and so on. With Larry and us, we're able to fully customize, with your help, fully customize the deal to make sure we meet all of Larry's partners' needs, Larry's needs, and RTM's needs. And it was the most unique structure we've ever put together in the deals that we've done. And I think it truly served everybody's best interest in mind.
It was a testament to the teams on both sides. We had good. We were fortunate to have good advisors. We've always been thankful that we've had a good attorney, CPA, and insurance broker who has helped us guide us. And that's a part of our success was a function of those advisors we've had along the line. And they really helped us through this merger as well.
Yeah. Good advisors can certainly help you navigate through that field Let me say that again. Good advisors can certainly help you navigate through that field where there's landmines, and when you know where they are, you're not going to trigger them, and you're not going to get injured. You're not going to get hurt, and that's exactly what we're speaking to. Because otherwise, we could be still caught up in those dialogues and those conversations, trying to figure out where those landmines are. But the teams collectively work together to unveil those and really identify them and understand what they are, so that the perception of risk was reduced or eliminated, and we were able to move forward. So this is.
I remember a few moments that you were really instrumental in taking, the vantage point of both Larry and myself, and being able to deal with some challenging issues that both of our attorneys brought to us, and that we couldn't get through. And with your guidance, we were able to come up with a solution that really fit everybody. Otherwise, it could have been very challenging for Larry and I to be able to figure that out with our own advisors.
Correct.
We appreciate it.
No, it was my pleasure. Thoroughly enjoyed working with both of you and both of your teams. I think it's important to realize this doesn't happen, unless we're working collectively. And that's why I always illustrate, this was the first project you guys worked on. You did it successfully. So your clients out there moving forward can rely on you, knowing that if you can make it through a merger, you can make it through any sorts of projects that you come across your desk and your team. So
now comes the next challenge. I got a call from one of our national clients saying, "Oh, you have structural." We have over 5,000 locations. Can you help us out?
Yeah. We said we'd build you a pathway to retirement, but we forgot to tell you about all the work that was going to come along.
Right.
It's going to be a long business.
But that's the beauty of it. I mean, that's the beauty of when you get to a certain point in your career. If you want to keep going, you've got to look at some of those different opportunities that keep you interested.
Yeah.
Because if you keep just doing the same thing that you're doing all the time, well, so that's what's keeping me in the game now is some of the opportunities with Tony's team. I really feel invigorated, and hopefully I can use some of my knowledge and experience to help the RTM team. Like Tony said, I rolled over a portion of equity into RTM because I believe in them, and I believe in what we're doing and what they're doing and what we can do together. So,
there's a phrase, right? If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go further, go together.
Yeah.
And that's what you're speaking to, going further together. And that's pretty powerful.
Yeah.
And when you go to, you have these RFQs that perhaps, you couldn't achieve in the past, but now you have this robust platform that you could represent and be anywhere.
Yeah.
Right?
I think one of the biggest things that we're able to bring now as a combined team, it's not just the services, but actually attracting the best talent. Because it is hard. Larry's been running an amazing firm for so many years, but it's hard for the public and all those other engineers out there to know what a great firm it is. Now, with a marketing team behind him and the rest of the team, we're able to go out and attract a ton of great engineers to us. And that's really what makes our businesses great. It's not what we do. It's getting the right team members on.
That's right.
And now suddenly we have access to a ton more.
Right.
And that's what I love about your leadership that I've learned from you over the years is that, you really empower people to and bring out the best of them, right? You don't hover over them. You don't tell them what to do. You encourage them. And here you go. This is the result of that because your team, got you here to this introduction, got you both through the finish line. And here we are. I mean, I'd love to hear a year from now, maybe we sit and have dinner together and talk about it, but I'm sure it's going to go well.
Absolutely.
No question.
Absolutely. And I promise, Larry, we're going to be bringing on a lot more structural all over the country.
That's great.
So, yes, 1 year from now, it will be a very different picture for all of us.
Yeah, I agree. Well, great. Well, thank you both for spending the time here together today. And I wish you both success and, just the ease of growth and, because growing pains are tough, right? And when you have opportunities like this, it just makes that it makes the trajectory where you're headed come much closer. But thank you.
Growth is always very challenging, but being able to do it with great partners and advisors truly does make it easier because one wrong one can really hold everybody back. I appreciate you taking all the time and putting the deal together for us.
Yeah. So you're welcome.
Thank you
both. Thank you both for being here.
Brian.
Thank you for joining us for this series of M&A updates. I just want to once again thank both RTM and KNA for being here today. Stay tuned for future updates. And if you have any questions or inquiries, feel free to reach out to us at any time. I'm Brian Franco. Thank you for joining us.